Hey everyone, this is Stephanie and welcome to Live Your Language, where I talk all about raising bilingual children. I am Stephanie, a PhD student in second language acquisition and a mother to a child I'm raising bilingually in my non-native language, French. Now, I'm not really sure if you know this, but a lot of my videos only show my face, so it might not be obvious, but I'm actually 7 months pregnant. I'm going to be having a baby later this summer, and so I often think about what sorts of things will I do a little bit differently with the next baby. Now that I've had about 2 years or so of experience raising one bilingual child and things seem to be going pretty well, I can actually comment a little bit more about what sorts of things I'll be doing the same and what sorts of things I'll be doing differently. So one of the first things that I'll be doing differently is I'm going to be a lot less shy about speaking the minority language in front of friends and family and also for the camera. I've noticed that when I look back at my old videos of me and my son, I say a lot of things in English, and I realized that I was switching to English even though I was speaking French with him all the time because I was afraid of whatever mistakes I would be making, and I was afraid that they would be memorialized forever on camera as mistakes. I think now when I look back at it, it's just also not just a record of my son's development, but also of my own language development. So I'm going to take that approach to it, and I'm not going to be shy at all about speaking the minority language. It's really important to be consistent in the minority language, especially if you're doing it the way we are with one person, one language. So switching kind of tells your child that it's okay, and you really want to be consistent wherever possible. The second thing that I'll be doing a little bit differently is to really focus in on those high frequency scenarios that I say almost every day, and really drilling down and figuring out the proper way to say these sorts of things. So sometimes when I make mistakes during the day, I will just try to make a mental note, or I'll look up a word here or there and try and remember later to speak with a native speaker to understand the best way to form the entire sentence. Now, I noticed that some of the mistakes I made are actually things that I have been making for a really long time and just haven't asked anyone about. So the next thing that I'll be doing with this baby is to really take a close look at some of my routines and the things that I say nearly every day, writing them down and sending them to a native speaker to make sure that I'm actually saying these things right. The next thing I'll be doing a little bit differently is I will not be reading nearly as many majority language books as I have been with my son. So this is partially because now we've really built up our library to be a little bit more substantial, so that I actually do have a lot more French books to choose from. Also, I've put all of our French books into a certain section. I put them all in the living room, with the exception of a couple that I keep up in my son's bedroom. Whereas before they used to be kind of intermixed throughout the house. I think that by having them separated like this, it makes it really easy for us to say, oh, you know, these are the books you read with mommy, and these behind me actually are the books that you read with daddy. So it really has helped us, and I think that this time around, I am definitely going to be reading those minority language books, those French books, with my new child. The other reason I've decided this is that my husband comes home in the evening with plenty of time to read to my son, and that's something that they love to do together. So I'm not really worried about my son getting the majority language reading skills that he really needs to succeed in that language. So that, paired up with the fact that I just have a lot more inventory now, has influenced the decision to not read majority language books. And by the way, when I was reading these books, I was not reading the books in English. I was actually just paraphrasing the pictures and the story that was happening in the book. And I'm not quite sure that this is as valuable as reading the actual English words. So I'm not sure about this, but anyway, I feel a lot better about just focusing on using the French books because they're a great model, and they're interesting and engaging, and I think that they provide just as much value as the majority language books. So the next thing I'm going to be doing a little bit differently with the new baby is that I will not assume that family members are just going to automatically speak the language with that child. So last time I kind of assumed that the family members that I do have that speak French would just suddenly be super willing and able to just speak French with him all the time. But it actually took me a long time to get used to speaking French with my son. Especially as it was my non-native language, it definitely took a couple months for me to get used to speaking it with him all the time. Now it's like second nature and it actually feels strange to speak English with him. So this time around, I'm going to be way more intentional about asking if this is something that my relatives would actually be interested in doing, and give them a little bit of grace when sometimes it's difficult for them to switch into the minority language. All right, everyone, those are just a couple things that I will be doing a little bit differently when my new baby is born to raise him or her bilingually. So I hope that you found this useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And as always, I will see you in the next video.